The current Apple TV is running a chip from an iPhone that launched in 2021, the iPhone 13 chip. Inside a box, Apple is still selling today, in 2026, for $199. And according to multiple reports, the replacement has been physically ready for months, hardware done, sitting in a warehouse, while Apple refused to ship it without one thing: a Siri that actually works. That Siri is finally arriving with iOS 27 this September, and the Apple TV is coming right behind it. The hardware has been held specifically because Apple planned to debut its upgraded Siri capabilities, and reliability problems pushed that back to iOS, making September the real launch window now. It is a strange situation, genuinely. The box is built. The chips are in. Mac rumors flipped the Apple TV buyer's guide from caution all the way to don't buy months ago, pointing directly at the imminent hardware refresh as the reason to hold off. So what is actually inside this thing? The most consistently reported chip is the A17 Pro, built on a 3nm process with a 6-core GPU capable of hardware-accelerated ray tracing, console-quality lighting, and reflections in games, and critically, the minimum chip Apple supports for Apple Intelligence. That second part matters more than the gaming angle. The current Apple TV 4K ships with 4 GB of RAM. Apple Intelligence has never run on a device with less than 8 GB, meaning anyone who buys the current model today is buying a streaming box that will sit completely outside the Apple Intelligence era, no matter how many software updates Apple ships to it. The new model is expected to double that to 8 GB, crossing the threshold that actually gets you into the AI features Apple keeps talking about. Mac rumors has also reasonably floated the A18 or even A19 as possibilities, since Apple has held this device so long that the A17 Pro may now be the floor rather than the ceiling. That is genuinely interesting. A chip that would have felt cutting-edge 2 years ago might now be the conservative estimate rather than the ambitious one. Connectivity is getting a real jump too. The device is associated with Apple's N1 networking chip, supporting Wi-Fi 7, Bluetooth 6, and Thread. Thread specifically matters if you have smart home devices. It lets the Apple TV function as a proper home hub, tying your lights, locks, and sensors together rather than needing a separate bridge device to do it. And an HDMI pass-through port has surfaced in leaks too, which would let additional devices like a gaming console or Blu-ray player connect directly through the Apple TV itself, simplifying an entertainment setup that usually involves a mess of inputs and a TV remote you cannot find. The remote is reportedly getting an update too, something people have been asking about since the current one launched back in 2021. Specific details have not fully leaked yet, but multiple reports mention a redesigned Siri remote shipping alongside the new box. On pricing, there are two very different theories floating around right now. Some reports suggest Apple is pushing the price up to $249, following the same wave of increases that hit Macs, iPads, and the Apple TV's own current model earlier this year. Others point in the completely opposite direction, with some analysts predicting a possible drop to as low as $99 specifically to compete with Roku and Chromecast in the budget streaming space. Apple has not confirmed anything, so treat both numbers as possibilities rather than predictions. Design is reportedly staying the same on the outside. Same compact black box, same size. Nothing that would make you look twice sitting under your TV. The upgrade here is entirely about what is happening inside, not what it looks like. The new Apple TV is expected to launch at Apple's September event, with availability following shortly after alongside iOS 27. That timing lines up with everything else Apple is bringing to the stage: iPhone 18 Pro, iPhone Ultra, Apple Watch Ultra 4, and this all landing in the same window. Here is what makes this actually worth paying attention to though. 4 years between updates is a long time in consumer tech. The streaming box market has genuinely moved on. Roku, Amazon, and Google have all released multiple generations of hardware since Apple last touched this thing. What is coming is a more substantial upgrade than the unchanged exterior will suggest. And for anyone who has been running the 2022 model or anything older, the gap between what you have and what is coming is one of the biggest Apple TV has ever seen. So the question is simple: are you finally upgrading the box under your TV this September, or is the Apple TV still just a box you forget is there? Let us know in the comments below. With that being said, I will see you guys in the next video.